DPO has been transferred instead of being asked to step aside. Is this? Have you heard of this as well? And is this the norm?
I think basically it is just the choice of words. What we've simply done is to remove the DPO from the immediate jurisdiction where the murder took place, or where the alleged murder took place. The reason is to create an enabling environment for investigators to have unfettered access to the scene, have unfettered access to potential witnesses. The reason for taking out the DPO from that division is also reduce her spheres of influence. So it is practically the same thing as stepping aside. But you must remember that we are dealing with an institution. We are dealing with a police officer who also has certain rights. And who also have certain rights. And if you proceed wrongly, she could also approach a court of law. So what we've done is simply take her away from there, keep her where we can monitor very closely, and make sure we create a kind of an environment for an impartial investigations to be carried out.
You're saying very clearly, Mr. Mba, may I jump in here? You're saying very clearly that the transfer is in order.
Yes, it is in order because it is aimed at assisting investigators. It is aimed at creating an enabling environment for investigators to proceed.
Okay, your point is taken on that particular one. Talking about the use of the word killing, are you treating this investigation as an investigation into a homicide, a murder?
For us, for now, you are leaving our doors open. I mean, when you proceed with investigations of this nature, one of the things you must do is to have a very open mind. You must not allow yourself to be tied down by technicalities, by diction, by words, or by labeling. What we are doing is proceed very holistically with an open mind, and we are ready for whatever the outcome might be. It is immature at this stage whether you want to call it a sudden and unnatural death, whether you want to call it a suspected case of murder, whether you are using the general term of homicide. But for us, a citizen has died in circumstances that calls for a thorough and comprehensive investigation, and that's exactly what we're doing.
All right, Mr. Mba, you have maintained several times that the IG is out there to give the police force, put them in the right place and just doing what is right. And, well, with the way they've moved in is also commendable. We expect the entire University of Benin, the Benin community, to give the police all the necessary support. But we've got comments coming through from people, and that should concern you and perhaps the IG. Well, Egwando Tony here says that the truth will never come out. The DPO will walk free as she's very influential. And he says, just wait and see. This is not her first. And then there's a second one.
Well, this other one from Toxi Omage Ume says that the same DPO, Carol Afegbai, was mentioned in the killing of another student, Churchill Omori, 3 years ago. That please, you should also investigate this one.
Well, let me just say this. Let me just respond to that very quickly. I will not quarrel with anyone who is expressing a reservation. It is their right, and of course, it is also good for people to express such reservations because it will help in putting the police, not just as an institution, but police officers on their toes to know that they owe Nigerians a responsibility. They are answerable to the people who pay their salaries and who foot the bill of their training and their equipment. But I want to say that we have established, and there are precedents to show that the Nigerian police, under the leadership of MD Abubakar, will do the right thing at the right time, at the right place, at all times. And I give you a clear-cut example. You remember the case of a DPO that allegedly shot a demonstrator during the last year demonstration in Lagos. You will agree with me that we followed that case to a conclusive, to a logical conclusion. That DPO has since left service, he has since been dismissed, and he is obviously preparing to be prosecuted. So the point I'm trying to make is I don't want to preempt the ending. I don't want to preempt the findings. I don't want to make speculations as to what will happen in future. But I can say from our past records that when a police officer is found to have used his weapon in a manner inconsistent with our rules of engagement, in a manner inconsistent with our standard operational procedure, in a manner inconsistent with our code of conduct, such police officer will always be made to pay the price. And that's exactly what we are promising. We will do a comprehensive investigation. We will carry out a thorough investigation. We will ensure that justice is not only done, but transparently seen to have been done in this instance.
All right, Mr. Amba, we do thank you very much indeed, and we wish you all the best. We hope that everyone should support the police on this one. Thank you for speaking with us today on Sunrise Daily.
Thank you, and God bless.
All right, well, there you have that. They need support. They promised that they will do that. They've given us precedents, even though they are doubting Thomas's. But the bottom line is, he says they need support, and they will see this matter through.
Two things: I will not fault anybody who speaks from Edo State as a whole, who is skeptical and cynical. There is a history. That's one. The thing is, second is, it's our responsibility to cooperate with the police. For us, this is an opportunity, a golden one, for the Nigerian police, particularly in Edo State, to kind of rediscover itself, re-engineer itself, and win back some level of confidence. Otherwise, crime fighting is lost. And if you lose that, a country's security exists at two levels. Domestic, which concerns us here, the police, and then external, the military. But everywhere in the streets of Benin, construction workers, all kinds of persons now go around with military guards. And that scares us. Not only does it signal the near collapse of the police, it also sends a signal of the fragile nature of democracy itself. Because young people all over Benin, all over Edo State, are becoming used to the idea of military uniforms all over the place. That shouldn't scare anybody. It scares us.
Now, just quickly, are you confident? I mean, are you satisfied with the explanation of the police here in terms of the suspension or the transfer?
No, certainly I can't be. I mean, it's common sense. This woman is very powerful. Now, I'm sure you will receive more messages from Benin. She's simply been relocated. Look, she was in already many police posts. She was in SEG. Now, this happened at Ogida. She's been sent to another divisional police post. It doesn't make any sense. The first thing is to suspend. And let me quickly say, one of the reasons he gave for not suspending Carol Afegwa is that she has rights. This same woman did not think of Ibrahim Momodu's rights.
Yeah, but you know,
when it was being gunned down.
Well, since they've given that position,
yes.
Well, they are the ones who are
doing
the investigation.
No, we are willing to, except that I want to assure Mr. Frank Umba that we will not let off until we see results. Yeah. We will peacefully mobilize the people to watch this process, to monitor it, to engage authorities at whatever point. Whatever we find, we'll make them know. Like I said just now, because of the where I am here, there are a lot of videos we have seen all over the place. But we don't want to jump the gun. We don't want to present something that is not immediately verifiable. Okay. But what I can assure you, civil society in Edo State will not give up on this one. We are resolute because it can happen to anybody. Any speck of injustice anywhere is a threat to justice everywhere.
You know, and we should end with this, where since the police has said, look, they will get to the bottom of this one. Yeah. They're asking for our support. So in this case, with this particular one, let's all give them all the support they need and see how this one goes.
Oh, it's in our long-term interest to give police on equal support.
We have to support them on this one and see this one through. So wherever we are, of course, as you say, civil society will keep tabs on this one. And I implore the media also. I mean, they should, and why not? Well, we have to thank you for coming on. Perhaps subsequently we'll continue focusing on this matter.
Thank you very much.
Austin Osako is the Executive Director, Foundation for Good Governance and Social Change. And we'll be back in just a moment. Don't go away.